everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Pharma Talks. Today, I want to introduce you special guests and summarize the year with someone special who was working as a part of Viseven team through entire year. You understand that this year was not an easy one for everyone, and for us as well in Viseven. This is the most precious moment where my team can talk about this year openly, share what they have observed, how AI changed our environment, how our people changed the work, the attitude to what they are doing. Are our services changed? Our customers changed? What is the biggest trend of the 2026 we are looking at? So everything of this and even more today, my team will be sharing with you. And I have a question, and since everyone will be introducing themselves and entering the room, I want to say thank you for this entire year. And I want to welcome all of you to our virtual room to start talking about the year of 2025. And my first question will be, what was the biggest pharma highlight you have noticed through the 2025? Let's kick off this one. Elena, will you?
Yes, absolutely. Hello, Natalia. Nice to see us all in the same virtual space. I believe that the biggest pharma highlights this year was the real shift from digital experimentation to real and measurable impacts. Because before that, there were a lot of pilots ongoing, there were people trying different things. And now we have seen within all the conferences that people are presenting the real actual results and improving on those. So that was the best improvement of the year. I think that there was the sharing of the meaningful data of what has been achieved within this year and looking on how incorporate it in a more integrated way, having the advanced analytic, having the omnichannel engagement for both commercial and medical strategies.
Amazing, amazing. So thank you, Helen. So by the way, Elena is working with entire APAC region. She's responsible for all the operations we're leading in such countries as Australia, Japan, and Singapore, and more. So Helen, thank you for all your feedback here.
Thank you,
Christine,
Natalia.
could you share your insights, please?
Sure. Thank you, Natalia. The biggest pharma highlight for the year 2025 is the adaptation of pharma companies to AI and data-driven personalization. AI and data analytics transforms pharma marketing by enabling personalized patient engagement. With most pharma companies now moving towards data-driven approach to help better understand their HCP's behavior and deliver more relevant messages and also improve outcomes like prescription adherence. That's it for me.
For me, besides all the noise around AI, I think the biggest surprise was that a lot of the pharma companies, and having spoken to a lot of the customers and clients of ours, I find that we are still doing a lot of things the way we were doing before, and that continues to be the trend still in 2025. That we, marketing teams are still spending a lot of dollars on creating content and assembling content when there is technology like ours, with using eVisit, things can be done a lot more faster, and you can get a lot out of your budget, great value out of your budget. And this is something that I am really surprised that in 2025, with all the advancements, we're continuing to create content in the old legacy way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Erica, what about you?
So, what I observed for the biggest pharma highlight in 2025 was the growing interest in AI. Yeah. So, with many professionals in the pharmaceutical industry seeking to understand how AI and related technologies can make their content creation process more efficient. So, this trend was particularly evident in South Korea and Singapore and Australia as well. So content creation interest was not limited to commercial departments. Medical departments also began considering the adoption of new AI-enabled platforms. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing, Erica. So it's such an observation. And we have Inyong Lee with us. So who is having multiple hats in Viseven? Inyong, please, what is your observation?
Thanks, Natalia. I think I will piggyback pretty much all of my colleagues' comments on AI. That was the pure big highlights that I observed in 2025, where within Aspect, we're seeing not just a small interest, but a real intention to find AI innovative strategies and adopt new AI tools that surround in multiple sectors. And from my own experience, it's around content. So for content creation through AI tools or even content validation, QA, and actual MLR review through the support of AI have been somewhat of an interest and also an intention from pharma companies to actually use such features within their current practices. So I think within ASPEC region, we always regard compliance as very strict, as utmost rule set to keep. But even within a market like Aspect, where AI has been seen somewhat inhuman, where it could be uncompliant for some sort, even for such markets, to have companies interested in AI is certainly a big highlight that I've observed this year.
Such a nice remark. AI isn't human, so thanks God for that. So, because if AI will be very human, so what we will be doing then? So, I think like right now, absolutely agree with you. We are so obsessed with what AI can do instead of us, so that we are not even barely thinking what are we are going to do if AI will be doing all of that instead of us. What is our next better version of us? So what we are going to do as humans? So is this the end? So or we need to be the better versions of ourselves and be more strategic and be more thoughtful and make sure like this automation paradox is still working. Then you're automating something, you actually need more human power. You know that, right? So thank you for sharing. And this is a very interesting perspective, especially as we cannot follow like physically, but virtually all my colleagues around the world and see how we are united in one idea. And this year for the Viseven was absolutely the, echoing what our colleagues are saying, because we have launched AI in our products this year. We have launched Eva AI. We have launched this super agent. We are developing it and we are transforming it. We are thinking about our customers, and even better, we are thinking together with our customers now, and we are embedding the new agents to help Eva to succeed in this content creation, to succeed in these channel games and in these omni-channel games. So that's how we are today. So we are absolutely in the
From the highlights I have observed of 2025, we have seen how in the conversation of rolling out platforms and technology, making it available to our teams, building organizational capacity has joined the conversation. And that's actually great. We are no longer just sitting on, we need to do more training and thinking of change management as a set of communication activities that we need to do just to promote the new platform that we are rolling out, but that we are actually seeing how we are recalibrating and the support that is needed on how our teams are making decisions, right? But also how they are thinking of the way they will be working alongside technology and their partners themselves. So I believe it's something that in the past we have talked a lot theoretically, but now with the upcoming technologies and all the AI integration that we will have in place, this is one that has joined the conversation as of now, as it's going to build what it's going to come for those teams tomorrow as
well. Oksana, how are you doing? Hopefully you are ready to talk about the trends. Have you seen anything? What you have observed through the year?
Absolutely, Natalia. So for me, this year has been really interesting, especially in terms that we've seen a lot of pharma companies hit a kind of like a reset and started looking very seriously at their digital ecosystems. If they are built to support AI, scale, automation. Just because over the years, a lot of companies have been building and layering tools on top of like the older infrastructure. And then 2025 actually forced them to look into their data, into content and platforms, because you cannot scale if the content and platforms and tools are very fragmented. And I think for me, that has been like a really eye-opening moment when I really got to understand this.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So this, reboot, or this, somehow they want to revive everything what they have. And of course, the AI is helping, and the new trends, and it is also reviving us, the event. So we are also pretty much in shape, right? Leo, so what about you? What trends you spotted in this year, and what do you want to tell us about them?
Yeah, and thank you, Natalia, for having me here. I kind of resonate with what Oksana's saying. Everyone's really looking internally at what their foundation, their tech stack, their ecosystem. But in recent months, going to some of these conferences, I've heard some really interesting conversations where some companies are not looking at it just as a tech thing, but as people, processes, and tech. And I think that is fundamental to success for scaling. We can have the right tech, but if we don't have the proper buy-in by the people, we don't have the right processes to ensure that AI or whatever agents that people are building internally or with third-party vendors, things are not going to work, right? We need to ensure that we have the proper same terminology for the metadata, the tagging, so that way AI knows what it needs to pull for automation. Otherwise, it's just a technology pulling out of thin air without actually any substance. So I think in the least recent months, hearing that from some of our clients that have been speaking out, I'm reading some articles about people really starting to not work in silos, but really working as a cross-functional team, and how they're doing it instead of just saying it has been really eye-opening. And I'm excited to see where 2026 is going to go.
Sure. So for me, I can see that there is shift from experimentation to execution that I can see, and now pharma companies, leaders are now started realizing that, it's not something only about tools which can lead them to success, but also, enabling people, bringing in the change to adapt the best ways of working, best practices, and new ways of working, fixing the governance model, fixing the content operations, and making the governance more efficient. I would say that is something more important that they already started realizing. And yeah, that's something that I see most prominent thing in this year, and even last couple of years as well. Yeah, I'm very optimistic. I think along with the AI and advanced automations, I think the pharma leadership would also consider these fundamental fixes first, where they need to ensure the content operations are effective, efficient, as well as they need to see the data that is coming into their ecosystem. I mean, CDPs as well as analytics, and gaining very efficient insights. Those can be actually drivers of their content and for even the orchestration as well. So I think they would definitely make these things possible in next year, and with this they can achieve more success in the upcoming.
I'm so happy Viseven people still see people in the technology. And yes, let us take us people into this AI journey, into this technology revolution or evolution, so that people are always a significant part contributing into its success.
Okay, from my side, from omnichannel side, I would say that this year is to some extent continuation of the trends that we have seen so far in previous years. So Pharma tried to utilize more new channels like messengers, tried to go into social a little bit more this year. So this year showed that it's really standard that is for the core biggest like pharma on the market. Also, I would say that this year for the AI that everybody's talking about was a little bit like hectic. So everybody's talking, not so much practical implementation, not so much really real embracement of the technology. And I would say that like things is really in all this direction, really amplify it and speed up. So that's like the new projects is launching quicker than it did before, new initiatives it's arising. It's really things start moving more.
Like I want to be tricky in this, podcast and ask you the trickiest question. What is your prediction for 2026? What is your prediction? Have I caught you?
Sure. It's very hard to predict the future, I'll tell you that. But when it comes to something that I can expect pharma companies to evolve around the comment that I made about the highlights for 2025, it's basically two. So first of all, we hope to see a high digital maturity for countries or markets that have not been, let's say, the well-flourished or the top tier digital mature markets when it comes to creating, also reviewing and publishing and actually using those contents for engaging with HCPs. I see that in 2026, there will be markets that were considered somewhat low in terms of digital maturity to break those floors and come up as a digital mature market with the usage of third-party tools, including AI features, and something of an automated approach by which they could up boost their maturity. And second is about AI. So basically, I believe in 2026, there will also be this compliance issue for using AI features within pharma in aspect. But since this has been a growing trend and a high interest from 2025 as well, in this year, in 2026, I will predict that within the pharma industry, the compliance will alter drastically to make sure that pharma companies can actually benefit from the AI features that are available in the market.
Hopefully AI will not hallucinate. So you just told it is so inhuman, like if it will hallucinate, so like you can understand the risks. Hopefully we will fix those hallucinations, right? So thank you, Inyong. Erica.
Okay, yeah. Looking ahead to 2026, maybe it is expected to focus on access and affordability and localization, and with government increasing value-based pricing and domestic innovation. So we will likely see more region-specific clinical trials, increased use of real-world evidence, and deeper partnership between global pharma and local biotech. Yeah. So as this collaboration expand, maybe APEC region will continue to evolve from the launch market into the strategic innovation and growth engine, and increasing the need for local biotech companies to strengthen and define their marketing strategies as well.
Biotech having
Yeah.
a real curve of development, right? And us, we need to support, we need to provide,
Yes.
and that will be the real game changer. Thank you for
Yes.
that. Christine, what do you think about prediction?
Yeah, as we're moving towards 2020s based on the trends of 2025, like the AI revolution and omni-channel, pharma companies right now is moving towards smarter and more focused communication. Pharma is moving towards quality, high relevant interaction with the use of predictive analytics to deliver the right message at the right moment for the maximum impact and engagement. And pharma marketing strategies usually are shifting towards evidence based communication, experiential digital engagement, and more precise segmentation approaches. For AI, since most pharma companies are heavily utilizing AI right now, I believe there'll be AI compliance systems. As AI expands in pharma communications, automated compliance tools and real time monitoring are becoming essential to ensure content meets regulatory requirements.
Excellent. So you see how we are united in this thinking about MLR and about, time we are spending and about how we want to automate, but how we want to be secure and safe in the same time.
Yeah, so I think the core word, if it could really like name it as a one word for the 2026, is it will be pragmatic. So the next year will be more pragmatic compared to 2025 because, yeah, pharma will try to really to implement some of the stuff, AI and everything is related in a more pragmatic manner. So try to get some value, real value out of all this technology. So try to really, from the very beginning, evaluate what it gives to us, what is real, what is not real, and only spending budgets and the efforts of those things that is really given some, maybe not immediate, but more realistic, more calculatable return of investment. So it will be not just like general talk and a general discussion, but we'll be starting some project that is utilizing here and there some kind of technologies. It will be not fully holistically embedded into the whole ecosystem, but there are several initiatives that is utilizing here and there some separate approaches and tools regarding the channels, regarding the content, regarding the orchestration and automation. Definitely we'll see more often.
That's a great thinking. Thank you. And Olena, so it's your times. Please tell us the prediction.
I think that there would be more new roles appearing. So as you have mentioned, that people are worried, and I think that proper companies are investing into education of their employees. And I have seen this trend, and we did some e-learning as well modules and had requests on educating the employees to simplify some roles, but then to develop them digitally. So that would be more about the execution excellence within this AI new field and enabling everyone to function the best way in the new environment. As well, from this supporting roles, I believe AI could move into more active shaping of the strategies. So from this demand and content optimization to more medical insights, market access planning. And we see as well that APAC has been kind of leading in this sphere as well. So we have been launching within the Asia, like the planner initially, right? So maybe this planning opportunity would even scale into this AI driven and more guiding the user through the journey and like making the final decision and suggesting their insights. And as well, we see that the EVA has been incorporated like as the pilots within Asian markets as well. So everyone is very flexible. Adapting new technologies, and I hope that there would be the future as well of the new roles and new beginnings for everyone else.
Oksana, what do you think about 2026? Can you predict? Do you have this prediction?
I wish I had a crystal ball or something like that, but definitely there are some signs that technology, AI, that will accelerate. And now in 2026, people will start like operationalizing AI, going from pilots to actually some solid enterprise scale projects. And those projects will be based on finally clean, connected, and orchestrated ecosystems. So an AI would be an integrated solution inside of them, MLR, content factories. But echoing to what Leo said, it's still all about people. And I see that I won't be asking like, oh, what AI can do? Like, what can it do for me as like some magic helper? I would be asking like, how can AI help me and my team to reach a certain goal? Because we'll be like, that will be a part of our team. It will know what it has to do. It will know how to do it well. And we'll be giving him like a good, or her, a good foundation to do things at scale with the right goal setting that will come from people.
Oh, that's a nice one. So, like thinking about you being in this driver's seat, right? And
Correct.
having this copilot with AI, like not copilot of copilot, but copilot in the broader meaning of the word, like Microsoft definitely knows, the deal in wording and naming. But yes, taking this technology to help to people to thrive, to make sure that our evolution as professionals is sustainable, that we are growing, that we are not replaced, that we are just making sure we are faster, more efficient, we are like the better versions of ourselves. That's amazing. Leo, can you predict?
I think of the same thing. I wish I did have that crystal ball, Oksana. But I think same thing as Oksana said. I think this year in 2025, we've heard a lot of people wanting to internalize AI or start thinking about how they're going to engage AI. And we've seen people starting to either start piloting or finishing their pilots already at the end of this year. So I foresee 2026 is going to be a year of analyzing what this pilot did for us. Where were those potential gaps? Again, going back to people and processes, what do we need to fix or modify to make sure that this technology is part of our integrated team, not just the solution, but part of this larger ecosystem. So that way, the next step would be, of course, scaling, right? So that way I see 2026 as a learning journey, starting to plan what that scale looks like. So that way we have greater and better success, because as we know, AI is here to stay. AI is going to continue to learn. And how are we going to learn with it so that way we can properly adapt and really see the proper return of investment? So I think 2026 is very exciting.
Excited and scary. Like I have been keeping to this conversation with my colleagues, the other vendors, and I would say we had an exciting and challenging year. So despite every geopolitical things and going and unfortunately impacting the business. So there's also numerous things with AI disruption where we are scaling AI too fast, maybe we need to sit down and think about the people's role, so that where we are in this process, and think better about that, so that we not really making the mistake at the moment where we replace or trying to replace something with truly AI based. And this is about the services. This is about the way we have used to build communication. Yes, acceleration. Yes, that's great. That's nice. However, I think this is also the year to be as quite exciting and quite challenging as well, because we as people, and particularly as business, as agency, we need to find our place, and we need to find our place fast enough. Because, like, what does it mean being strategic in the AI era? We understand you cannot be like junior strategies, because every junior consultant has got fired this year. So you cannot be in that place, right? So how to scale that? So as we are as Viseven in the content production, so we are totally losing this game to AI. Now AI is producing the content. Shall our service be AI based? Shall we make sure like we are this liaison between business and machine? Shall it be more creativity? But how much creativity shall we build on the volumes? There are a lot of questions, a lot of things. Personally, I believe we are heading towards the cross-functional teams. So, like, it's a paradox of two, I think, very opposite thinking. So before we were thinking on the focusing, so focusing on one role, making sure like we are deep in that, we understand deeply. Now, I think we need to be very cross-functional so that we can have several hats. We need to be very practical, and we need to be very technology savvy now, because we need to be able to orchestrate our own agents and AI if we need one. So, and the one is not existing, we need to be able to build a prototype, to train a model, to make sure it works and delivers what I need with my current head, and not these dependencies will be just ruined, and we will spend maybe more communicating as people, sharing the experiences, not commanding on each other's. So that's an interesting thinking. But let us see, let us live and see. So thank you for sharing.
I believe with AI, of course, there are advancements happening. So whilst everybody's talking about AI and advancements and personalization and hyper personalization, I think the real winner will be in the sense that with AI, we are able to create individual component contents. Let's imagine that we are spending a lot of money on creating or text, but this is now possible quickly and easily with this AI tools that are available there. The other thing is, whilst there is a lot of solutions out there using AI, there will be at some point, I believe, a certain fatigue, which means they most of hopefully our customers and clients will trend back to help using human help to manage all the AI solutions that they have brought together. And I think this is going to happen because there are so many things that you can do, but getting the right adoption from global to local, all of this will still remain, and you will need a lot more change management and adoption of all the tools and solutions that they have to use it in the right and most efficient way.
That's a nice prediction. So let me thank you, everyone, for this sharing and for this fantastic year. What I want to say, technology is great. And as Inyong just told, it's so inhuman. So I want to say thank you for us being very much connected around the ideas, around the technologies, around our clients, and spending this fantastic year together so that we can bring in 2026 even more human power, which will help technology to thrive in our hands. That means a lot of learning, a lot of change management together, and a lot of new exciting, discoveries. So Pharma and us all working together will keep discovering the new strengths and will keep discovering the new opportunities. And I truly believe that this is not possible without us intelligent people which are behind the technology. So thank you for all of that. And let us take this in this new year. So let's go together. Thank you.